Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to high school baseball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. What a game we've got for you here today. It is now down to the nitty-gritty. We are through districts and on to regionals. Regional semifinal matchup here today. It is the Holton Red Devils up here in Coleman taking on our Sacred Heart Academy Irish, who are back here in Coleman after winning that district championship this past Saturday. And what a game that was. A 2-1 final over Beale City. What a performance. The matchup of Kyler and Seiler on the bump was just as good as expected. Those two great pitchers only giving up 3 runs through 14 innings of great baseball. Coming in to close things out was Mr. Brady Davis for Sacred Heart Academy, who'll be on the bump today for the Irish as they look to secure their place in the regional final this Saturday, 12:30. That game would be played at Central Michigan University. Much love going out to our friends at Barbary Laws. We're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios. You know this is the Woods Household pregame show. Also love to Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird, All-American Grill, and Bill's Custom Fab. We're going to take a quick break here on our Woods Household pregame show. I will throw myself under the bus. I forgot to bring the power supply here for the computer, and so if we get, midway through this game, 5th, 6th inning, your boy's probably just going to have to do the commercials via read, and so I'll just apologize to everybody that a little bit more Spockman than you might be used to here today. We're going to send it out to a quick break to hear from some of our great friends. When we come back, we'll go through the Sacred Heart Academy lineup, talk about some keys to victory. It's the Irish. It's Holton here in the regional semifinals on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Mike Stanton, and I'm honored to represent the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund, created to honor Maryland's legacy of generosity, compassion, and commitment to our community. At its core, our mission is simple: to support our youth, remove barriers, and create opportunities for kids to grow, compete, and succeed, both in their community and in the game of life. We are incredibly excited to support the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. They do an outstanding job highlighting student athletes, local schools, and the power of teamwork, shining a light on the hard work and dedication that is often overlooked. This partnership allows us to celebrate not just wins on the field, but character and leadership along the way. At the end of the day, it's about investing in our youth, strengthening our communities, and carrying forward Maryland's spirit of giving. To learn more about the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund and the events we support, find us on Facebook by searching Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. Go Blue Jays.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Hiring a cleaning service doesn't mean you're lazy. Martinez Cleaning knows it means you value your time and want to come home and relax and not worry about the mess. Martinez Cleaning allows you to do just that. Come home and relax to a nice clean home. Schedule your appointment and learn more by visiting Martinez Cleaning on Facebook or call today at 989-289-8615.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. This is the Woods Household pregame show as we get you set up for first pitch. Sacred Heart Academy, Holton Red Devils ready to battle it out here on this Wednesday afternoon for right to play at Central Michigan University this Saturday. Woo, woo, woo. What an environment this is going to be. Starters for Sacred Heart Academy. Noah Zeien leading things off, playing third base, wearing number 3. Tegan Duffy playing out in center field, batting second, wearing number 5. Brady Davis will be on the bump to start the game, batting third, wearing number 11. And the cleanup spot is Nate Gator-Seiler, wearing number 13. He'll be playing at shortstop. Hank McDonald is wearing number 9. He is playing at first base in this one. Brody batting 5th. Brody Collin will be batting 6th, wearing number 1, playing behind the plate. Caleb Strock will be hitting 7th, the DH, wearing number 20. Jackson Moore will be hitting 8th, playing out in right field, wearing number 7. And wearing number 12, batting 9th, the left fielder is Nico Vasquez. In the field is Jack Morrow for Mr. Caleb Strouk. He will be playing at second base. Holton was just out there getting their infield done. Sacred Heart Academy is about to take the infield to get ready for this game. Again, it is going to be a doozy here. But if you do look at the records, Sacred Heart Academy would definitely have to be the big favorite in this game. They come into this game at 33-4. Holton comes into this game at 13-15. There was not a single team with a winning record in their district. So I expect the big favorite here today from Sacred Heart Academy to put in some good work. But again, Holton won their district. They've got a really good pitcher who's going to be on the bump for them in Mr. Fisher Merkel. And so we're going to see how this thing goes. But if you're asking me to put an opinion on this one, Sacred Heart Academy 33-4 to 13-15. That is a big difference right there. We're going to take another break here on our Woods House pregame show. When we come back, we are going to go through the starting lineup for the Holton Red Devils here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Woods House pregame show right after this. Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. Martinez Painting, Central Michigan's trusted painting professionals. They specialize in both interior and exterior jobs for your home and business. No matter how big or how small the job, they transform any space with quality and precision. Learn more by visiting Martinez Painting on Facebook today or give them a call at 989-317-5536. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Imagine a home that reflects your style. With WW Construction, that dream will become a reality. As a trusted Mid-Michigan builder, WW Construction specializes in builds and remodels that turn ordinary spaces into extraordinary ones. Join the growing family of homeowners who trust WW Construction for quality and craftsmanship. Call WW Construction today at 989-621-2722 to make your dreams a reality.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are getting ready to go. It looks like the Irish will be at bat first as Holton, I don't even want to say if they won the coin toss, but they are the home team here in this one. Talked about that lineup for Sacred Heart Academy. Here is the lineup for the Holton Red Devils coming to this game at 13-15-1, district champions from this past Saturday. Leading things off is the shortstop, number 4, Elaine Fries. Batting second, number 3, the pitcher, Fisher Merkel. Batting in the 3 spot, Mr. Riley Holt. He will be playing at first base. The DH, Luke Urso, is going to be in the cleanup spot wearing number 20. Batting 5th, playing in left field, is Mason Shanafelt. He is wearing number 8. Batting 6th is the catcher behind the plate, Bentley Schumann, wearing number 12. Batting 7th, playing at second base, is number 11, Nathan Green. Batting 8th, playing in center field, is number 7, Joey Bain. And batting 9th is Jacob Burgess. He wears number 13, is playing in right field. Playing in the field for the DH, Luke Urso, is Keon McMillan. He will be playing at third base. As said, leading things off here for Sacred Heart Academy, it's Noah Zeien, Tegan Duffy, and Brady Davis are brought to you by our friends at Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, and Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. Also love to ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Up the Graphic, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, J&J Auto, Blackco Pools and Spas, and Konwinski Construction, the builder of our Barberry Law Studios. And Mount Pleasant Automotive substitutions are brought to you by Mount Pleasant Automotive. We probably will see some pitching substitutions out there today for Sacred Heart Academy. Brady Davis, Gator Seiler, Noah Zeien, they are all available here today. But if you keep them below a certain number of pitches, all 3 of them will be available Saturday, and that is the big key for Coach Hartman, Coach McDonald, and crew. And a big shout out to Hank McDonald, who's going to be playing first base for Sacred Heart Academy in this one. In their district championship game, the junior became the all-time season leader for RBI in a season. Pretty darn cool right there. You think about what Grady Peratt has done the last few years. If you can ever have any type of accolade over one of the Pratts of Sacred Heart Academy baseball, that's going to show you some big prowess right there. All right, getting ready to take the field. Our both these squads here. We've got the meeting of the minds happening at home plate. And this is usually the time when we would send it out to another commercial break, but no national anthem happening here today. So we're just going to roll right through, and I'll take a moment here to kind of go through a laundry list of some of just our unbelievable sponsors like Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Martinez Lawn Care, Martinez Painting, and Martinez Cleaning. Bogwai Bang on Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Sova Auto Sales in Shepherd, Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group, Block Electric, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pure Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, GNS Mechanical, and the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. Also much love, Dance Again, Dresco Simon Shop in Wademan, CNC Enterprises, your home for all things Red Wing and Irish Setter Boots, along with your Carhartt headquarters here in mid-Michigan. Also love to our friends at CNC Enterprises, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Smith & Sons, the Beale City Village Store, Sydney's Judges Bench, Dog Central, Barry Funeral Home, Boomer's Lawn Care, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, almost up north and Stitches for Britches, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, along with the Fisher Companies, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt, and Fisher Transportation, and Kenneth Egger DDS. Again, that laundry list I went through, those folks that I mentioned before, the title sponsors you see on the screen, those folks are the reason why I'm able to be here and bringing you what I think this is game 106, 107, 108 of the year, counting those basketball state finals. If I don't count those, I believe this is game 100 of the season, and what a great year it's been, year 2 here of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, and things are only going to get bigger and better as we head towards year 3. One of the things, hope to expand next year, is we've got another couple moments here. Football is the pantheon for everything, and maybe next year might be having a Facebook broadcast and a YouTube broadcast when it comes to the playoffs, try and spread out that coverage as much as we can. A special shout out to my friend Krista Davis, who's not able to be here today. I hope you're recovering nicely from your surgery and everything is getting ready to go so you can kick some butt out there on that volleyball court as soon as possible. Get more love going out to our friends, the Bird All-American Grill, our post-game show sponsor. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-game is the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant. It's up there today for a big burger, bird burger, and some lunch. Get me a little cherry Coca-Cola as well to get ready to roll for this sportsman. I always like that big burger for lunch, whether it's at the Bird or at the diner before these ball games. Kind of hold myself over. On the field are the Holton Red Devils. Warming up at the plate is the leadoff man, Mr. Noah Zeien. On the year for Noah Zeien, he's been pretty darn spectacular. A .473 batting average. Noah Zeien's on-base percentage is .634. I'll say that again. Your leadoff hitter has an on-base percentage of .634. That will get it done. He has 60 runs on the year. 20 RBI, but that RBI number is only low because he's at the top of the order. He's also been great in the mound as well, too. 25 innings pitched. He struck out 31 batters. All right, we are set to go. Final warm-up pitches out there now for Mr. Fisher-Merkel as we get set for regional semifinal baseball. The winner of this game plays in the regional championship at noon 30 this Saturday at CMU. So you not only get a chance to play in a regional final, but you get a chance to play at that really cool venue of Central Michigan University. And that is a little bit of an advantage for Sacred Heart Academy, as they've played there already a couple times this year, going back to the early part of the season when their field was just not in the greatest of shape. Down there in that berm, kind of getting a little flooded out, so they were able to go play. I think it was Rudyard and Maple City Glen Lake that they played at Central Michigan University way back at the beginning of the season. Go around the infield. Merkel on the mound. Schumann behind the plate. Roll at first. Green at second. Freeze at short. McMillan over at third. And in center, it's Bain. In right field, it's Burgess. And out on the left, it's Shanafelt as we kind of get things rolling here for the Holton Red Devils. Anybody listening from Holton, yeah, your boy's going to be a bit of a homer here talking about the Sacred Heart Academy Irish, but I think any Irish fan will also tell you as well, I'm going to get excited anytime any kid out here makes a big play for either side. But if you ask me who I want to win this game, well, obviously I want the team I cover to win, Sacred Heart Academy, and they come into this one a pretty big favorite when you just look at records. Sacred Heart Academy's 33-4-1 on the year. Holton is 13-15-1 on the year. Now, I would argue that Holton plays a tougher schedule than Sacred Heart Academy does on the year, but a 33-4 record, it's a 33-4 record. A 13-15 record, it's 13-15 record. As Chris Berman says at the NFL, you get to this point in the season, you are what your record says you are. Noah Zeien is at the plate as we get underway here. Regional semifinal baseball, Sacred Heart Academy and Holton. The first pitch is going to miss low. And Merkel on the bump for Holton. Brady Davis on the mound for Sacred Heart Academy. And when you get past districts, that strike zone will tighten up a bit. That next one's going to be over for a strike, 1-1 the count. Say that the further you get in the playoffs, that tighter that strike zone is going to get. Zeien awaits the 1-1 pitch. Here it comes from Fisher-Merkel. He's going to take that one. It bounces up there just across the plate. 2-1 now the count. Merkel gets the baseball, looks over at third baseman, kind of has a nice little chuckle here with McMillan as he settles. The righty gets ready to wind and deal once again. Here comes the pitch to the senior Noah Zeien. He's going to pop this one out towards short. It's going to be snagged at short by Freeze. He maybe should have taken a couple steps back, but instead he goes up on the ladder and snags it. So a line out to shortstop for the first out of the game for Holton. And if you're Sacred Heart Academy, I think something that's a big deal, you want to get up on this Holton team early. You do not want to let them gain any confidence as this game goes forward. Again, you come in with a much better record. They know it. But if you let them hang around, they're just going to gain some confidence. Tegan Duffy now at the plate for Sacred Heart Academy. Great breaking ball for the first pitch from Merkel. Is going to bust over the zone for a strike. Brady Davis, the pitching counterpart, is on deck. He's been unbelievable this year with a .539 batting average. That one's going to miss. 1-1 now the count. High school championship baseball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Holton Red Devils and the Irish battling it out here at Coleman High School for the right to play in the regional championship Saturday early afternoon at CMU. High fly ball out towards right field. A lot of wind, a lot of sun out there, but Burgess gathers underneath it to make the catch. And for those of you from Holton that might just be tuning in, there's rarely ever any errors in the Spockman box score. My thought is if I can't make the play, I'm not going to rule it an error, and I'm not making a whole lot of plays out there on the baseball diamond. Brady Davis now stepping to the dish again. A .539 batting average, just his batting average is .539. He has a .650 on-base percentage, just unbelievable. He's going to take the first one 1-0. I would call him a crafty lefty, but he now throws some gas up there in the high 80s, right around that 90-mile-an-hour mark as well. But on the mound, boy, he is a good one. And the combination of him and Nate Seiler is just really, really good. And that's not a knock on Noah Zeien, but I think even Zeien would say these two guys are another level up. That one also misses 2-0 now the count. Here comes the next pitch. Davis is going to take that one as well. It's going to be on the low outside corner for a strike. Nice job painting there from Fisher Merkel. Remember, Merkel on the bump, Schumann behind him. And a lot of times catchers are just as important as pitchers when it comes to high school baseball. Big cut on that one from Brady Davis. He was fooled. Great movement from Merkel. 2-2 now the count. And if you're Holton, if you get a 1-2-3 top of the first, that could be a big, big deal momentum-wise. This one will be put into play towards short. It's going to eat up the shortstop a little bit. I think Davis might have been able to beat it out anyway with the couple hops that it took. Freeze throw will not be on time. That's going to be ruled a single in the Spockman box score, but the official box score probably has that one as an error. Now Gator Seiler will step to the plate. He's playing at shortstop in this one for the Irish. And you want to talk about some numbers. Nate Seiler on the year, 124 strikeouts to 7 walks. I'm getting the RR right here from Ty Cloth again. Yeah. Ty was pretty good, but I think he'd have to even give the nod to Seiler for what he's done this year. There goes Davis stealing second base. The throw's not in time, and it's going to get through to the outfield, but great backup play out there from Joey Bain will get it in quickly. And the reason why that stolen base is big, now you just need a knock here from Seiler at the plate, and you will drive in a run with 2 outs here. Seiler taking his time. We now have a pinch runner coming in. Maxim Boykin-Lynch is going to come in to run for Brady Davis. That just kind of tells you how good of a runner Brady Davis is. Usually you take the pitcher out with 2 outs, but instead you have him steal second base. And Boykin-Lynch, a very good base runner as well, but you're talking about a freshman to a senior. Brady Davis probably got a little bit better feel of when to jump out there. Now you've got Boykin-Lynch out there ready to take that quick turn at third base if Seiler's able to put one into the outfield here. 2 down. 0-1 to count. Sacred Heart Academy, Holton still in the top of the first inning. The Irish threatening here with 2 outs. Brady Davis at second base. Well, Maxim Boykin-Lynch at second base after Brady Davis singled and stole second. Seiler steps in on the right side. Knows this is big here to drive in a run in the bottom of the first inning. Merkel checks the runner. This one's going to be fouled off over the backstop. Seiler looking to send one to the gap there. One over the fence with a big, big swing. Coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konowinski Construction. Also love to Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird, All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household Appliance. This one will be put in play towards third. McMillan grabs it long, throw over to first is in time for the out. And so a ground out for Seiler to third base. The Irish get 1 runner on base. They leave them on. And again, I think that is a big, big deal here in this top half of the first inning. If you are the Holton Red Devils, you don't get Sacred Heart Academy to go 1-2-3, but this powerhouse of a team, you're heading out here into the bottom of the first inning with a chance to take the lead. And due up for Holton, brought to you by our friends at Konowinski Construction, Blocko Pools and Spas, J&J Auto, and Weber Brothers Sawmill. It's Lane Freese, Fisher Merkel, and Riley Roll. Saw Merkel, a nice top half of the first inning there. We'll see what he can come out and do here on the mound for the Holton Red Devils. Again, Chris Spockman here with you, Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The computer plug was forgotten at home. I just need to buy a second one, so I've always gotten one. But that's going to have me playing a couple less commercial breaks than I normally would. But I got to give lots of love to our friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools. Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai, Banga, and Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Sova Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunker, Farm Bureau Insurance, Block Electric Company, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Beer Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, a GNS Mechanical, and the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. McDonald over at first base. Warming up out there, Brady Davis, the big lefty, out on the mound. All right, Brady Davis on the mound again, ready to rock and roll. Got some Holton moms making sure everybody knows about this stream. Again, shout out to all the Red Devil fans that are tuning in down in the Holton area. This 5 o'clock Tuesday start. A little bit more difficult to make it here to Coleman than for the Sacred Heart Academy, folks. Probably about an hour further trip for Holton if I'm just guessing there, not pulling up the Google Maps or anything. All right, defensively for the Irish, Brady Davis on the bump. Brody Collin behind the plate. It's Walt McDonald at first. Jack Morrow at second. Nate Seiler at short. Noah Zeien at third. And in the outfield, it's Nico Vasquez in left. Tegan Duffy in center. And Jackson Moore in right. First pitch from Brady Davis is going to miss. 1-0 to Lane Freeze. On the year, Brady Davis, 47 innings pitched, 87 strikeouts to just 26 walks. Again, you look at the numbers of Seiler, and they're not quite that, but they're still unbelievable about that 4-to-1 walk ratio. That one's also going to miss. Freeze at the plate, the shortstop batting from the right side, wearing number 4. The Irish out there, the red jerseys with the green lettering and the white pants. Holton out there in the all black with the red sleeves, the red helmets, and the red lettering. So if you're Holton, get stuck out there in the field for a while, it is going to get hot. I guess you could say the same, though, for Sacred Heart Academy. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Lane Freeze there from Brady Davis. Wasn't really close with any one of those. So the lefty, maybe a couple extra warm-up pitches that he needed, but he is going to be ready to rock and roll. Now stepping to the plate is Fisher Merkel, the pitcher. Two pitching counterparts facing against each other here. That great move over to first base by Brady Davis. Again, the lefty, it is tough to get a big lead over at first if you're Lane Freeze. He didn't have much of a lead there, and it was still a pretty close play. Big cut that time, swing and a miss there from Fisher Merkel. 0-1 to count. Again, maybe another thing, too. I don't got the batting average. Maybe Lane Freeze is such a good hitter that you plan on pitching around him the entire time if you're Coach Hartman and the crew. Merkel digs back in. Another swing and a miss there. 0-2 quickly, the count to Fisher Merkel. Davis checks that runner over at first, winds and deals. That one's going to be high, trying to get Merkel to chase that high heat. Probably hitting about 90 or so there on the gun from Davis. Lefty quickly has the baseball back from Brody Collin. Hank McDonald holding that run around first. Does leave a big hole over there if you want to try and go that way for Merkel. Curveball is going to be low. Merkel doesn't chase it. Good eye at the plate there behind 1-2. Count now 2-2 with Riley Roll on deck. Luke Urso behind him. Davis quickly back over to first. Diving back safely is Lane Freeze. Davis going to check over at first once again. Back again is Freeze. 2-2 remains the count. Digging back in at the plate is Fisher Merkel. Here comes the 2-2. That's going to ring him up for a strike. Great pitch on the inside corner there from Brady Davis. Merkel just watched it go by for strike 3. That'll now bring Riley Roll to the plate with one down. Runner on first base for the Holton Red Devils. Stepping in on the left side is Riley Roll, playing first baseman in this one for Holton. Davis checks the runner, winds and deals. First one's going to miss high, 1-0. And if you're Holton, the longer this game stays tied, stays closer, maybe you even take the lead, the more confidence you're going to be able to garner. Davis over to first base. Diving back once again is Freeze. And I tell you what, if you're Davis, you keep checking back here on Freeze, he's not going to be able to get a good jump because he's diving back so much. We did just have a different sign now coming from the coach. Kind of change things up a little bit. Next pitch is going to be on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 now to Riley Roll. Again, Urso on deck. Cleanup hitter would love to get an opportunity with a couple runners on, but Brady Davis wants to shut that idea down. Looking for the high heat. Roll's not going to chase it. 2-1 now the count. And for the Irish, they've got all three of their top guys available, everybody here available today. But I think the game plan for Coach Hartman, Coach McDonald, and the crew is probably to use Davis, maybe use Seiler, maybe use Zeien, all three of them, but you want to be able to have all of them available for Saturday. Check the runner once again. 2-1 remains the count. Davis really doing a good job of keeping Lane Freeze close. Doesn't want him to get that good jump. Allow Collin to try and throw him out from behind the plate. High heat there again. Misses. 3-1 now the count. Riley Roll playing at first base in this one for Holton. Here comes the next pitch. It's going to be fouled off. Count now 3-2. Payoff pitch coming here to Riley Roll with that runner at first base and Lane Freeze. As I mentioned, the cleanup man, Luke Urso, is on deck. Davis checks the runner at first. Here comes the 3-2. It's just going to miss. It's going to be ball 4. So the second walk surrendered here in the first inning for Brady Davis, and now runners at first and second. And another thing to think about with those walks is just how much more time these Aggie players are going to have to spend out in that bright sun out there in those bright red jerseys. Now stepping the plate, the DH, Luke Urso, the cleanup hitter, batting from the right side. Playing in the field for him at third base is Keon McMillan. A lot of noise being made from the Red Devil bench right now. They feel excited. They feel like maybe they've got an opportunity to jump ahead here early against this 33-4 Irish team. Again, Holton unranked, Sacred Heart Academy, I believe, ranked number 2, number 3, depending on which poll you look at. 1-0 the count. Brady Davis checks that runner at second, winds and deals. Curveball is going to drop over the zone for a strike. 1-1 now the count to Luke Urso. The left fielder, Mason Shanafelt, on deck. Forrest right now at every base for the Irish. Runners at first and second. One down. Here comes the 1-1 from Brady Davis. Urso's going to foul this one off towards the third base sign right here in front of our broadcast position. 1-2 now the count to Urso. This will be a big moment for another punch out right here if you are Brady Davis. Davis taking his time, getting the sign from Brody Collin. Winds and deals. Swing and a miss. Huge punch out there from Brady Davis. Now 2 down. Oh, it's a foul ball. Shout out to Nick Katzinger for having a much better eye than me. And actually a shout out to Urso for getting a piece of that one. I don't know how he did to stay alive at the plate, but I don't want to say a great piece of hitting, but just a great job of staying alive at the plate by Luke Urso. Urso steps back in. Got the multicolored blue bat, the yellow flames towards the end, it looks like, as he steps back in on the right side. 1-2 remains the count after that one was fouled off. Here comes the pitch. There's strike 3 with the high heat. Davis has been trying to get him to chase that high heat. Urso finally went after it. That is now 2 down via punch out here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring Mason Shanafelt to the plate. What a pitch there from Davis to get out of that one against the cleanup hitter. Shanafelt now digging in on the right side. Seiler checking that runner. Davis steps off the bag, turns back towards second base. Davis, the lefty, holding that baseball behind his back, just below his number 11. Looks for the high heat there once again. It's going to miss. 1-0. So the reason why that high heat looks so good, you feel like if you get underneath it, if you're a batter, you're going to be able to send it a long, long way. When it continues to elevate, it's just really hard to catch up with. That pitch will miss inside. It's now 2-0 to Shanafelt. 2 down, 2 on, 2-0 the count here in the bottom of the first inning. Possibly a big moment here early. Davis winds and deals, swing and a miss. High heat was chased that time. Here comes the 2-2 from Davis. This one's going to be fouled off, or pardon me, the 2-1. Now 2-2 it is to Shanafelt. That one was smoked down the first baseline at the dugout. All the Irish players just barely able to jump out of the way there. Here comes the 2-2 to Shanafelt from Brady Davis as he checks the runners. This one will be fouled off. Great job by Shanafelt staying alive at the plate against Brady Davis. Brady Davis has walked 2 and struck out 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. It's a 2-2 count. There is 2 on. Whole lot of 2s up there. Shout out to Aiden Mendel, Bogwai Bang on Bradley. Shanafelt digs back in. He awaits the 2-2. Check the runner over at first base. Diving back in time is Riley Roll. Shanafelt digs back in on the right side. Davis checks, winds, deals. Curveball, strike 3, rang him up to strike out the side. Woo-hoo-hoo! Brady Davis walked a couple, but made it happen when he needed to. Leaving 2 on are the Holton Red Devils as we head to the top of the second inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It's the season-leading RBI leader, well, the all-time season leader in RBIs for Sacred Heart, Hank McDonald, along with Brody Collin and Caleb Struck. Due up next here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Irish baseball right after this. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes. Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We're going to fix things up here on the camera angle that we got. See, if I shift that table around a little bit, I'm kind of moving when you see the Irish and the Holton thing up there. So we're going to kind of slide things back in the correct area and do the best we can to just make sure you know which score is which throughout the game. As the Irish are ready to head back to the plate, Hank McDonald this past Saturday. Actually, maybe we just need to move the camera a little bit here. Oh, wrong way, wrong way. Yeah, we're still trying to adjust here. I guess the home visitor is not perfectly clear for those of you who are watching. We'll continue to adjust that camera as we need, but Hank McDonald is at the plate right now. He's going to look at the first pitch. It's going to be over for a strike. McDonald digs back in. Holds off on that one. It's going to miss 1-1 now, the count to Hank McDonald. Brady Davis singled in the first, stole second base, but he was the only Irish player to make something happen. Other than that, it was a line out to short from Noah Zeien, a fly out to right field from Tegan Duffy, and a ground out to third from Nate Seiler. That next one's going to miss to McDonald. It's now 2-1. That one's also going to miss 2-2 now, the count to Hank McDonald. Pardon me, 3-1 now, the count. McDonald will take that one as well. Ball 4. Mr. Hank McDonald will head to first base with a 5-pitch walk. The leadoff runner is on here in the bottom of the first, or pardon me, top of the second inning for Sacred Heart Academy. Now step at the plate is Brody Collin. Collin on the year, .316 batting average, but get this, a .556 on-base percentage. You want to talk about having a good eye on the plate, add 240 points to your batting average. .556 OBP for Brody Collin. That's about the best you are going to see. Hank McDonald with a big lead over at first. Throw back from Merkel to roll. Diving back is McDonald, but he's going to get himself a little dirty out there. McDonald takes another small lead away from first. Digs his feet in. That one's going to miss to Brody Collin, 1-0. And with the stance of Hank McDonald over that first, he is waiting to see if that catcher, if he just drops it, if he mishandles things just a little bit, he is ready to take off for second base. Not quite like a secondary steal, as they would call it, but close to it. That one's also going to miss to Brody Collin, 2-0 down the count. Caleb Strauch is on deck. Then it's Jackson Moore and Nico Vasquez for Sacred Heart Academy. Collin awaits the pitch. Check the runner over at first. Diving back safely is Hank McDonald. Collin awaits the pitch. Here it comes. He's going to take that one. It's high. 3-0 now, the count to Brody Collin. Collin digs back in. He's going to be taking this one all the way. You already had the walk to Hank McDonald. Now you've had 3 straight balls for Collin. I don't think he's going to have the green light here. And he will take it. It's going to be down the middle for a strike. Strauch on deck for the Irish. Hoping he gets an opportunity with a couple runners on here. Might be taking this one all the way right here, too. So if you're Brody Collin, you had 240 points from your batting average to your on-base percentage. As I say that, he swings away and misses. Count now full to Brody Collin. Nobody out, top of the second inning. Irish still looking to get on the board here. Here comes the pitch from Merkel. It's going to be roped right up the middle towards the shortstop. They look to get the lead runner. Now looking to turn 2. Collins going to beat it out, but a great play out there from Lane Freeze at his shortstop position to get the bad hop. And Brody Collin is on via fielder's choice. Out trying to go to second is Mr. Hank McDonald. That'll now bring Caleb Strauch to the dish. With the speed of Brody Collin at first, if Strauch is able to send a gapper here to the wall, that would definitely score Brody Collin from first base. And doesn't look like they've got a pinch runner coming in for the catcher yet. If there's 2 outs, they probably would have a pinch runner coming in for him. Strauch digging in on the right side. Big number 20. Looking to put a drive into this one with Collin at first base. We've got 1 down here into the top of the second inning. The freshman Jackson Moore on deck. Talk with Gator Seiler and the crew as say he's set on deck to become the next all-sports superstar after Mr. Seiler graduates next year. 0-1 to count as Strauch fouls that one off to the backstop. And much love going out to our friends. J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spots, Conwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and Bryce Updegraff at Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Throw over to first base, going to get away from Roll for a moment. He kind of steps over Collin a little bit to go after the baseball. It's kind of where he needed to go, but he also knew he probably wasn't going to allow Collin to get up to go towards second base as well. Merkel back in the circle. 0-1 to count to Caleb Strauch. Big lead over there for Brody Collin. Collin just kind of daring him to throw it back over there now at this point. Big secondary lead now for Collin as well. Throw's going to be high. 1-1 now to Strauch. Jackson Moore on deck. Nico Vasquez, and it's back to the top of the order for the Irish boys. Strauch waves that bat over the back right shoulder as he digs in on the right side. We're number 20 here for Sacred Heart Academy. There goes Brody Collin with the lead. Throw out to second's going to sail over and go to the shortstop. He did a good job covering there. It also missed at home as well. So Brody Collin steals second base, second stolen bag in as many innings for Sacred Heart Academy. Count now 2-1 to Strauch as he digs back in. Strauch now knows how important this is. Chance to drive in the first run of the ball game here in the regional semifinals for the Irish. Wants to put a charge into that one, swinging for the fence on the high heat, but he can't catch up to it from Fisher Merkel. It's now 2-2. See, Jackson Moore is on deck, but he is the type of freshman you would not mind coming up in this situation. Great bender right there. Strout doesn't go after it. That was a really good pitch right there from Fisher Merkel. He had a ton of movement on it. Would have been tough for Strout to hit even if he would have swung at it, but it doesn't drop over the plate. Count now runs full to 3-2. Strout swinging and missing at that one. It's the first punch out for Merkel, and it comes in a very big situation here in the second inning as there is now 2 down with Jackson Moore coming to the plate. And in the first inning, with 2 outs, he had a runner on second base. Here we are again, second inning. I guess there was 1 out and a runner at second base, but Moore comes to the plate here with a chance to drive in that run with 2 outs. And we're now going to have a pinch runner coming into the game for Brody Collins since there are 2 outs. Coming in to run is going to be Mr. Jack McConnell. McConnell hasn't had a ton of plate appearances, but when he has been at the dish, he's made it happen. He's 4 for 8 on the year. So when you only get 8 opportunities, you send 4 of them for hits. That's pretty darn good. Jackson Moore looks down the third baseline for the sign from Coach Hartman. 2 down, runner at second base. Top of the second inning here for Sacred Heart Academy. Jackson Moore is going to take the first pitch. It's going to be on the inside corner for a strike. See, Jackson Moore has played some shortstop. He's played some third base this year for Sacred Heart Academy and right field in this one. Here comes the next pitch from Merkel. That's going to miss. 1-1. Nico Vasquez on deck. I would say hoping to get an opportunity with 2 runners on, but he hopes he gets an opportunity with, 1 runner on. Maybe it's Jackson Moore at second after he drives in this run. That one will miss inside. 2-1 now the count. And if Vasquez does come up, even if you've got these 2 runners on for Sacred Heart Academy, he's going to be a big threat to drop down a bunt with his elite speed. Moore digs in, awaits the pitch. That's going to miss low. 3-1 now the count to Jackson Moore. Merkel checks that runner at second base. Moore digs in. That's going to be over. 4 strike, 3-2. Looked like Moore taking all the way there on that 3-1 count. Moore back of the batter's box on the right side. Merkel checks that runner at second. It's Jack McConnell out there running for Brody Collins. This one's going to be popped up. A chance to make a play behind the plate for Schumann. And he goes towards first. And actually the catcher and the pitcher are going to bump into each other. And it will not be caught in foul territory. Schumann and Merkel, neither one of them called for it. You could kind of see it happening slowly in slow motion. They're going to, and you think just one of them yell out, "I got it," and the other one will back off. Neither one of them did. It ends up being another opportunity for Jackson Moore to step to the plate. This is pitch number 7 of the at-bat here. He wears number 7. If he gets hit, this is a big moment in this ball game. Merkel checks that runner at second. Winds, deals. He's going to miss high. Ball 4. And again, that was a moment where they had a chance to get out of this inning. You now have runners at first and second. And Nico Vasquez, the left fielder, stepping to the plate. Again, with Vasquez's speed, you've got that force out at third, so a great opportunity to try and drop down a bunt towards third base because having to play back is McMillan. Oh, there's a lot of room out there on the grass before third. Vasquez is going to instead line this one out towards center field. Gathering underneath it to make the catch is going to be Joey Bain. And so a fly out to center field. That was a great smash, though, from Nico Vasquez. Sometimes you hit it right at him, and there's not much you can do about it. But 2 more left on for Sacred Heart Academy. They've left runners in scoring position here in the first and the second inning. It'll be the top of the order due back up for the Irish in the third. But they've got to deal with the Holton offense first here in the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Bentley Schumann, the catcher, wearing number 12. Nathan Green, the second baseman, wearing number 11, and number 7, Joey Bain, the center fielder, due up next to face a Brady Davis and Sacred Heart Academy. In the first inning, Brady Davis walked 2, but then he struck out 3, which is something you'll take every single time if you're Coach Hartman. The only thing you worry about, though, is the distance in the game that Brady Davis would be able to go. And again, 33-4, Sacred Heart 15-17. Holton, the pipe dream here in this game for Coach Hartman and the crew is to only throw Brady Davis 25, 30, 40 pitches, then get somebody else out there for the same type of action to make sure you've got everybody available for Saturday. We are scoreless here, headed to the bottom of the second inning. Brady Davis struck out the side in the first. See what he rolls out here in the second inning. Another shot, Krista Davis, volleyball coach at Sacred Heart Academy, head of the Mid-Michigan Aces. Just similar to basketball, you see the travel volleyball and the travel basketball, how big of a difference it makes when we get to the playoffs. You no longer are intimidated going down to a Grand Rapids area, Kalamazoo area, because you've been playing those teams in travel volleyball, travel basketball. And so shout out to her recovering. Again, just the impact she's had on volleyball in the Mid-Michigan area. Got to give her a big tip of the cap. Also goes to Lance Maney as well for real basketball. Again, those two programs that we've got at Maury Courts and in the Mid-Michigan area, boy, they're going a long way to help out basketball and volleyball here in Mid-Michigan. First pitch to Schumann is going to be over for a strike, 0-1 count. Catcher steps back up there, swings wildly at that one. Great breaking ball right there from Brady Davis. Had Schumann way out in front. 0-2 now the count. Davis is like the high heat here. He's been a little too tall with it. Here it comes again. It will be a little too high. Schumann's not going to chase it there. 1-2 now the count. Brady Davis. Baseball in his left hand. Winds and deals the kick of the right leg. This one will be fouled to the backstop. Schumann will stay alive with that one. 1-2 now the count. Much love to our friends. Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Also love to Weaverich Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Gates Drilling and Service, and Barberry Law. Davis was ready to pitch that next one, but somebody was behind the plate retrieving the baseball, making him kind of hold up there. 2-2 now the count. It's also been that 1-2 strike foul, so we've got pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming. And if you're Holton, you're doing a good job running up this pitch count of Brady Davis. Problem is, they've got a couple other guys that can go. There's another swing and a miss. Make it 4 punch-outs now for Mr. Brady Davis on the bump. And talking with him, preseason preview and, district preview podcast, somebody hopes to continue to play baseball in the future. And I'm sure he's got some schools that are looking at him. But, boy, somebody's not just going to get a really good pitcher. He's the leading hitter this year, the .538 batting average. You're just going to get an excellent baseball player. And the ultimate coach's kid, as it's his mom and his dad who coach out there. Just talked about Krista Davis in the volleyball action. Keno Davis, great prowess when you think about college basketball and what he has done. Still kind of wish he was at Central Michigan University between you and me, but, that's for another day. 1-1 now the count. Stepping out, stepping back in is Nathan Green. Green waves that red bat over the back right shoulder. Red Devils written on the back of the jerseys. Got number 11 facing number 11 here. High heat, Green going after. That time swings through it. 1-2 now the count. Joey Bain, the center fielder, on deck. Davis winds, deals. So one's going to be put in play towards second base. The charge there from Morrow. He's not going to come up with it. And the Spotman box score is going to have that as an infield single. The official box score will have that one ruled as an error, but a runner on base with one down here for the Holton Red Devils. So Morrow put a good charge into that one. He had to come in a long ways from his second base position. He had a lot of speed over there as well from Nathan Green. Couple bounces made it tough for Morrow to handle. Try and send it over there to first base in time for the out. He knew he had to hurry. Brady Davis checks the run at first, winds and deals. Ugly looking swing there from Joey Bain. And, I don't say that very much, but I think even Joey Bain would say, yeah, I shouldn't have gone after that one. 0-1 the count. On deck is Jacob Burgess, and it's back to the top of the order with Lane Freese. Davis checks the runner. Sings it in, showing bunt all the way was Joey Bain. They're going to say that one missed as he pulled the bat back. 1-1 now the count. Here comes the pitch from Brady Davis. Whew, great breaking ball right there. Joey Bain didn't want anything to do with that one. And, again, I can't blame him. I would not want anything to do with that either. when Davis is dropping that curveball in, it is just tough to handle. And he comes at you with the speed there, strike 3. They don't need to make the throw down to first base as it was in the dirt because there's a runner there. That is now 5 punch-outs. Every out has been surrendered via punch-out here for Brady Davis. Brahman, he sprinkled those 2 walks and a single in there. But what a start here for Brady Davis with 5 punch-outs through 1 2/3. Now stepping to the plate, the number 9 hitter, Jacob Burgess, playing out in right field wearing number 13 for the Red Devils. But the longer this game goes with zeros on the scoreboard, the more Holton is going to continue to gain momentum and think to themselves, we got a chance to win against a 33-win team. Swing and strike on the first pitch there for Burgess, 0-1. Davis checks the runner at first. Again, he's got that great move out there as the lefty. Throw down to first from Colin and diving back in safely as Nathan Green. 1-1, and now the count. Davis checks that runner at first. Sends it towards home. Swinging for the fences was Burgess, but he can't catch up to the high heat. Count now 1-2. Back to the top of the order in the 3rd inning for Sacred Heart Academy. That one's just going to miss outside. 2-2 now the count. Burgess digs back in. Here comes the next pitch. It's going to be strike 3. Woo! That is 6 punch-outs. Striking out the side in the first and the second is Mr. Brady Davis. Just a lone infield single. And again, ruled an error in the official box score on that one, I am sure. What a start for Mr. Brady Davis on the mound. You can tell he's got it cooking. It is going to be a tough day for Holton at the plate. We'll see what Sacred Heart Academy can make happen here in the top of the 3rd inning. Their 2nd time through the lineup seeing Fisher Merkel. Back with more right after this. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It is Sacred Heart Academy. It is Holton. We are scoreless as we head to the top of the 3rd inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back to the top of the order for the Irish. They've had a runner on second base in the 1st and in the 2nd. We're not able to bring him in. I think the most important stat of the game, though, Brady Davis has struck out 6 through 2 innings. Yes, that's every out if you're counting. You know, Spockman Mass never that great. Zeien back at the dish. He lined out to short his first time up. It was smoked pretty good. It was a great play from Freeze over at short to make the catch. Zeien on the year, a .634 on base percentage. So by average, he's due to get on base here. I'll make that joke. He's going to take the first pitch 1-0. Tegan Duffy on deck. Flew out to right field his first time up. Fisher Merkel winds and deals. Check swing there from Zeien. He holds off. 2-0 now the count. Here comes the pitch. Taken all the way as Zeien. 3-0 now the count. Noah Zeien will be taken all the way here on this one. And when he's gotten on base this year, he's scored about 80% of the time. So if he gets on base, it is a good sign here for the Irish. And that one will be in the low part of the corner there. Merkel's still not throwing it right down the middle here against the dangerous hitter of Zeien, even with that 3-0 count. Here comes the 3-1. That one will bounce up there. Is in the dirt, so Zeien quickly down to first. Ready to run to second if the catcher wasn't quick with it, but the leadoff runner on here in the 3rd for Sacred Heart Academy. And, yeah, he's a big threat to steal second base as Tegan Duffy steps to the dish. I wouldn't be surprised here if Duffy's swinging to miss at this first pitch to allow Zeien to steal second base. So whenever you're swinging up there, it just makes it a lot more difficult for the catcher to catch it and throw it. Check the runner over at first. It's going to get away. That's going to allow Zeien to fly up to second base. That's why Tom Crazier and a lot of other folks call him the Flying Z, because he has got that killer speed. Now a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the third inning. The Irish have got to get Zeien in for at least one run here, in my opinion, in this third inning. You don't, you're going to allow Holton to feel really good, give themselves a lot of momentum that they can win this ball game. Zeien with that slide takes out second base, but showing he's a farm boy, kind of out there cleaning things up, getting things ready to go. He's got second base back on there, ready to rock and roll. He's clapping some encouragement now to Tegan Duffy at the dish as number 5 for Sacred Heart Academy steps back in. Batting in the number 2 spot in this game. First one will miss, 1-0 the count. Merkel checks that runner. Again, Zeien's a threat to steal third here as well, in my opinion. If there's one in the dirt at all, there it goes, bouncing past the catcher. Zeien's going to round third even, but not move up. So he steals second after he walked. Then a pass ball to go to third base. Zeien could manufacture a run all on his own right here. Coach Bellinger now heading out here to have a little conversation with Fisher Merkel. But what I've seen from Merkel, he's got some great stuff out there. I don't think you want to take him out of this game by any means. But just now the first difficult situation that he's been in here. Runner at third base, nobody out. I think you tell Merkel at this point, you do make sure a hit drives in this run here. We don't want a pass ball, a run to come in with no outs here. Make sure this run gets manufactured by Tegan Duffy here. Whether it's a ball put in play for a ground out over to first base or a high fly ball that brings in Zeien from third on the sacrifice fly. Just want to make sure Duffy doesn't walk or get a hit here. Because Mr. Brady Davis is on deck, who's already singled in this game. And you've heard me talk about it. He leads the team with a .539 batting average and a .650 on base percentage. Just insane. Duffy steps back in. Coach Bellinger has instructions to Merkel on the mound. Here comes the pitch. Duffy's going to put this one into play towards third. What a play from McMillan. The throw is going to be in the dirt, not in time to first, and the run will score as well. So it's an RBI single from Tegan Duffy. What a play from McMillan over on third, though, from that hop to come up with it. Just couldn't quite make the throw on target in time. 1-0, Sacred Heart Academy with the lead here in the top of the third inning, and there's still nobody out. The speedy Tegan Duffy on first, and Brady Davis stepping to the plate. If Brady Davis puts one into the gap here, it will definitely score Duffy from first base. Say with the speed of Davis, he could score with one to the gap. In the park home run. Going on the first pitch is Tegan Duffy. It's going to be fouled back. I'll have Duffy going back to first base. Davis, the lefty, looking down third baseline to Coach Hartman for the sign. Steps back in on the left side. You know, .538 batting average. Not on base percentage. He's over 600 on base percentage. Him and Zeien both over that 600 mark. That one's going to miss. Here comes the delayed steal from Duffy. He's in there safely. The ball trickles out towards center field. Again, it's good coverage from Joey Bain in his center field position to make sure somebody is there to field it to get it back in quickly. Otherwise, Duffy's taking third base as well. And Duffy with that hard slide, he also takes out second base. Shout out to Martinez Lawn Care and Boomers Lawn Care as they're able to get that base back in easy. Beautiful field conditions here at Coleman. Said all day yesterday, all day today, they've been out here making sure this field is ready to go. Duffy thinking about taking third. It's going to miss. 2-1 is now the count to Brady Davis at the plate. There's a runner at second base. The Irish already have one run across here in the top of the third inning. That one's going to miss. 3-1 now the count to Brady Davis. Gator Seiler's on deck. And then the single-season all-time RBI leader for Sacred Heart Academy is due up after him with Hank McDonald. Davis waves that bat over the back left shoulder. Here comes the 3-1. He's going to drop down a bunt. I don't think anybody expected it, looking to get the out to first. He's going to beat it out. Bunt single for Brady Davis. Nobody saw that coming on the 3-1 count from the almost 600 hitter. It also allows Duffy to move up to third base. That's the double coach's son right there in Brady Davis, just knowing where to be, where to put the ball in every situation. I don't know if that was something that was called by Coach Hartman or he just did that, but what a beautiful play from Brady Davis. Now runners on the corners. Nobody out. Nate Gator Seiler step into the plate. He's a 447 hitter, the 580 on base percentage. There goes Brady Davis stealing second base without a throw even this time. And so now runners at second and third. There's still nobody out here in the third inning. Things maybe starting to snowball a little bit here if you are the Holton Red Devils. And very similar to what we saw in the first inning, Brady Davis takes second base and Maxim Boykin-Lynch comes in to run. Boykin-Lynch might even be a little bit faster, but Davis just has that feel. He's played baseball so long, knows what to do out on the base pass, steals second base, now has the pinch runner coming in for the pitcher so he can get ready to pitch here in the bottom of the third inning. He'll be coming out in the bottom of the third with at least a one-run lead as Seiler steps to the plate here. Seiler's going to foul that one off over the backstop. 1-1 now the count to Seiler. Playing at shortstop here in this one. Get on the year on the mound. He has 124 strikeouts to 7 walks. It was just all-time type stuff right there. He's going to take that one. 2-1 now the count. Seiler still looking for a J&J Auto collision report. Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply Drill of the game. This will be a great time for one right here from Seiler. As I say, they swings at the curveball. Great movement there from Merkel. Count now 2-2. The big swing and miss there from Seiler. Number 13 for the Irish, the junior all-sports superstar. Steps out, couple practice swings. Now he steps back in with 2-2 count here. Runners on second and third. Nobody out here in the third inning for Sacred Heart Academy. Ropes this one up the middle. It's through for a hit. One run is in. Maxim Boykin-Lynch is going to round third. Here comes the throw. It'll be cut off. Not in time. It's now 3-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. 2 RBI single there from Nate Gator Seiler. And not exactly a J&J Auto collision report, but a big-time knock right there. It's now 3-0 Sacred Heart Academy. And now the first 3 batters of this inning have come around to score. Nate Seiler's on first, the single-season all-time RBI leader at the dish. Still, nobody out. That one's going to bounce up there. That's going to allow Seiler to steal second base. The Irish just continue to run and run and run here in this third inning. What a third inning it's been, and there is still nobody out. McDonald's going to take that one. It'll be over for a strike. 1-1 now the count. McDonald digs back in. He's going to take that one on the inside. 2-1 now the count to Hank McDonald. The Irish already with 3 runs across here in the top of the third inning. We went scoreless in the first and second for both teams, as the scoreboard obviously says there. McDonald digging back in. He's going to take that one. 3-1 now the count. And first base is open, but again, you don't want to put him on here if you're Holton because you still haven't gotten anybody out. Here comes the 3-1 to McDonald. He smokes this one out towards left field, but it's going to be right at Shanafelt. Nice catch there from Shanafelt, but a good ride given there by Mr. Hank McDonald. Sometimes you hit it, but you hit it right at him. That'll bring Brody Collins to the plate. He reached base his first plate appearance via fielder's choice, stole second base, and was stranded there. Actually, it was Jack McConnell who came in to run for him after he reached base. The catcher, not always out there running. It's 3-0 Irish with the lead over Holton here in the top of the third inning. High school baseball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And Nick Hatzinger run the scoreboard here for us, so if you see any big mistakes up there, everybody can blame him. And a big shout to him and the Coleman crew for sharing their shade with me here. Sliding things over a little bit here just to stay underneath the tent. So you get that equipment in the sun and you get pretty heated up. Never had it shut off on me, but that's always a big fear when it comes to baseball season, these hot sunny days when you're outside. First pitch is going to be over for a strike to Brody Collin. Runner at second base is Nate Gator Seiler. There's one down here in the third. That one's going to be over for a strike. 0-2 now the count to Brody Collin. Collin on the year, a very patient hitter at the plate. Here comes the 0-2 to Brody Collin. He's going to put this one in play. It's going to be up the middle. It's going to be fielded at short. It's going to be in time for the out. What a play at short from Freeze to get the out. Woo, woo, woo. That was all state type of stuff right there from Lane Freeze, making the play right behind second base and still getting the speedy Brody Collin over at first. What an unbelievable play right there. Caleb Strouk now steps to the dish. He struck out his first time up. But what Collin did do there is move Mr. Seiler up to third base. So a pass ball here could score a runner from third. First one's just going to miss to Strouk, 1-0. Jackson Moore on deck. He walked his first time up. Here comes the 1-0 to Strouk. That one's going to be over for a strike. 1-1 now to Caleb Strouk. Strouk digs back in, doesn't even move the feet, just kind of really digs in a little bit more on the right side. Merkel gets ready to wind and deal. Doesn't really have to check that runner at third base. This one's going to be put into play out towards left field. It will be caught by Shanafeld. A nice catch out in left field. The second time he's had to show off the glove here in this third inning. 3 runs do come across. 1 runner left on, but Sacred Heart Academy has answered the bell as they put 3 runs up. And if you're Mr. Brady Davis, the way he's been pitching in this one, he has struck out the side in the first and struck out the side in the second. If he can keep things going, that will be all the support he needs from his offense. But, again, I'm sure if you're Sacred Heart Academy, you want to put up some runs every single inning you can. Keep things right here. Much love. Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive, ENS Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Konwinski Construction, Blockco Pools and Spas, J&J Auto, Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, and Barberry Law. Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game right now. Well, Brady Davis is 2 for 2 with 2 stolen bases. He's got a single, a bunt single, also has a run scored. And what has he done on the mound? Well, he struck out 6 through 2. That is pretty darn good. There's been a couple walks and 1 infield single that in an official box score would definitely be ruled an error for Holton in this one. And so technically Brady Davis not perfect on the day, but still technically throwing a no-hitter in this one in an official box score with that walk and an infield single. Here we go. It's Lane Freeze back to the top of the order. He walked on 4 pitches his first time up, and I think Brady Davis is a little bit more warmed up now. First one is going to miss to him. Little broadcaster's jinx there, 1-0. Davis winds the deals to 1-0. That one's going to be over for a strike, 1-1. Fisher Merkel is on deck. He struck out his first time up, and that will be a theme as we go through this Holton lineup for the first time. Davis winds the deals. High heat's going to be a little too high. 2-1 now the count. If Holton, there's one positive thing you've done offensively in the first 2 innings. You've run up the pitch count of Davis just a bit. Breaking ball is going to bust over the zone for a strike. You're going to say it just missed. 3-1. Wouldn't be surprised if Freeze is taking all the way here on this one. Here comes the pitch. He is taking all the way. 3-2. Count now full. Bottom of the third inning. Davis winds, deals. It's going to be high. Second time in this ball game that Lane Freese has drawn a leadoff walk. He did it to start off the game in the bottom of the first for Holton. Ended up being stranded at second base. That'll bring Fisher Merkel to the plate now. And welcome back, everybody. There, cut off there for a second. Again, Aaron Coleman, not the greatest connection. But yeah, we're still in the bottom of the third inning. It's still 3-0 Sacred Heart Academy. There's still just Fisher Merkel on first, and it's an 0-1. Or pardon me, on first is Lane Freese, and it's an 0-1 count to Fisher Merkel. Davis checks the runner at first. Diving back quickly is Lane Freese. Not even really an attempt of a tag there from Hank McDonald. Freese leads away again. Merkel digging back in at the plate. That one's going to miss outside. 1-1 now the count. Davis checks that runner, winds and deals once again. They're going to say that misses as well. 2-1. Riley Roll is on deck, who walked his first time up. So Holton making a lot of noise from her dugout, trying to do anything they can to rattle the senior star out there in the circle. Check over at first once again for Lane Freese. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be put in play. Zion's got a charge from third. Gets the sure out over at first. McDonald actually gets the tag as well. What a great play right there from Hank McDonald. It's going to be a ground out to third in the box score. But McDonald kind of had to come off the bag, still had the wherewithal to make the tag as well. You could consider it a sacrifice if you want from Merkel, as he does move Lane Freese up to second base. Freese stepping in on the left side. Runner in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. First one's going to be over for a strike in a low part of the zone. Great pitch right there. Davis. Steps off. Good job there by him stepping off, or it could have been a balk there. Check that runner at second. Digging back in is Roll on the left side. He's going to take that one, 1-1. 3-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. We're in the bottom of the third inning as they take on Holton. Holton coming into this game at 13-15-1. The Irish 33-4-1. So yeah, the Irish are big favorites here in this one, but Holton is showing why they won a district championship as they're hanging around here. The score, Fulton leading Zeien Christian 4-2. The winner of this game plays the winner of that game. Shot Nick Katzinger hooking me up with that update. Big cut that time. Riley Roll was swinging for the fences, but he could not catch up with it. Fooled by that one, Brady Davis. Count is now 1-2. Davis taking his time, wants a new sign. Runner at second base is Freese. With his speed, the leadoff man, if Roll puts one through the outfield, through the infield into the grass, I think they'd be able to score him. Here comes the pitch. That's just going to miss. 2-2 now the count to Riley Roll. Davis wants another one again. Roll digs in on the left side. Freese leads away from second base. Brady Davis checks the runner, winds and deals. Curveball bends, but it's going to stay high. It's going to run the count full to 3-2. One out here. Bottom of the third inning. The Irish lead it 3-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Last half inning, it was Davis, Duffy, and Zeien all coming around to score. Big cut to Cheese that time. It is another punch out. Make it 7. 7 of the 8 outs that have been surrendered by the Red Devils have come via strikeout. See, we're here at Coleman, and Holton kind of almost ring together. Almost wanted to say Coleman there. Luke Ursel stepping to the plate. He struck out his first plate appearance. Fooled by the curveball on the first one there. The ball's in the dirt. Great job right there by Brody Collin. That block behind the plate brought to you by our friends, the Block Electric Company. Great play there from Brody Collin to keep that runner at second base. Brady Davis heading to count 0-1. The cleanup hitter, Luke Urso. That's going to be over for a strike. It's the second time Urso has come up with a runner in scoring position. There was 2 on in the first when he went down on strikes on a 1-2 count. It's now 0-2. Davis checks that runner at second. Winds and deals. It's going to be inside, jumping out of the way as Urso. 1-2 now the count. Mason Shanafelt is on deck. Davis has the sign from Collin. Checks that runner at second. Makes the turn, but doesn't make the throw. Lane Freese diving back once again. Lane Freese has had to dive back into a base about 20 times already this game. Davis winds and deals. Swing and a miss. It's a bouncer. Collins going to have to make the throw down to first to Hank McDonald, but it's in time. Make it 8 punch-outs. 8 of 9 outs through 3 have come via the punch-out from Mr. Brady Davis. Another runner left on as well. If you are the Holton Red Devils, they left 2 on in the first, 1 on in the second, 1 on here in the third. And Brady Davis has got things a-rolling. He has 8 punch-outs through 3 innings. Due up for the Irish here in the fourth. It's Jackson Moore, Nico Vasquez, and then back to the top of the order with the Flying Z, Mr. Noah Zeien. Chris Spockman here with you. We're down the third baseline at Coleman. Well, I guess Coleman Elementary School is where we're exactly in front of, but out here in Coleman, where you find our Barberry Law Studios on this beautiful Wednesday, built by Konwinski Construction. Also love the J&J Auto, Blocko Pools and Spas, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mountford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive. I'll price up the graphic. Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, our sponsor of Closing the Deal. Brady Davis has been closing the deal on the Holton hitters. He has 8 strikeouts through 3. And still kind of waiting for, a Gates Drilling and Service drill of the game, our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Spent some big plays out there, but still waiting for that one play that might really open things up for Sacred Heart Academy. Because right now, if you're Holton, you're still thinking we're hanging around in this game right now. This is one of the top teams in the state that we're facing here in the regional semis. Whoever wins this game, well, I guess if Sacred Heart wins this game, they'd be favored in the next one. But if you're Holton, you win this game. Next game, Zion Christian or Fulton, I believe it would be. You could probably see yourself getting that game. Then you find probably Portland St. Pat's in that state quarterfinal. It was Portland St. Pat's that knocked off the Irish boys last year. What was it, a 12-14 inning thriller at CMU's Tennyson Stadium. Jackson Moore stepping to the plate to lead off this inning for Sacred Heart Academy. He's going to take the first pitch from Fisher Merkel. It's going to miss, 1-0. It's Moore, Vasquez, then back to the top of the order. And the top of the order did some damage in that last inning. All 3 of them coming around to score. This one's going to be put in play, a high fly ball towards the outfield. Gathering underneath it to make the catch is Freeze, but he tries to go a little fancy there, and it pops out of his glove. And so that's going to be a single there from Jackson Moore. But if you are Mr. Freeze, and what we've seen from Lane Freeze in this game, he probably knows he made a little mistake on that one. But again, he was going from the infield out to the grass. That's always a really difficult play when the footing changes underneath you. But you got the leadoff runner on here in the fourth. If you're Sacred Heart Academy, you lead at 3-0. way Brady Davis is pitching, you got Noah Zeien and Gator Seiler that can still come in. You're going to feel really, really good if you get another run or two here in this fourth inning. Check the runner. Jackson Moore diving back safely over at first base. Another big lead over there from Moore. Huge lead from Jackson Moore. He's going to go on the first pitch. Looking to drop down the bunt is Vasquez. It's going to go foul, which I believe will have Moore coming back. No, they're going to say it was strike one. They're going to say it was not a foul tip. Looked pretty close right there. But Vasquez, I will say, if he didn't foul tip that, did a great job protecting that runner. So the more you're over the plate as a hitter when that runner's trying to take second base, the more you protect them. It's just going to be another half second or so before that catcher can throw it. Vasquez now looked down to drop down the bunt. Only play is going to be at first base. Nico Vasquez with a fantastic sacrifice bunt right there. Jackson Moore now finds himself at third with just one out. And with Noah Zeien coming to the plate, you've got a lot of options here. He's capable to drop down the bunt to try and get a single, while also bringing in that runner from third, and playing way out at third base is McMillan. If McMillan was playing in at third base, I think you maybe hit away here. He now does step towards the grass a little bit. But a lot of room for Zeien to drop a bunt down that third baseline. As I say that, McMillan continues to creep up a bit more and a bit more. Here comes the pitch. Zeien swinging away, it looks like here. He'll take the first one 1-0. Zeien on the day. It's lined out to the shortstop. Then in the third inning, he walked, stole second, went to third on a pass ball, and was driven in by Tegan Duffy. The first run of the ball game in the last inning. Fouls that one off. Big cut there from Zeien on that swing. 3-0 Irish in front, threatening again here in the fourth. The runner at third base, just one down, 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Noah Zeien. Zeien puts this one into play out towards second base. Tough hop. Nice play over there at second from Green to get the out, but it's going to be a sacrifice RBI. And again, not an official box score, but the Spockman box score. That's where we're going to write for Noah Zeien on that one. And so you've manufactured another run here for your Sacred Heart Academy in inning number 4. You lead it 4-0. You get the single from Jackson Moore, the sacrifice bunt from Nico Vasquez, and then the sacrifice RBI on the grounder from Noah Zeien. So there's now 2 down here in the fourth. 4-0 Sacred Heart Academy in front. That one's going to bounce up there to Duffy. It's the first time we've really seen Merkel kind of lose the handle on the pitch right there, as that one just bounces up there. He has a little bit of a laugh looking over with McMillan here down the third baseline. Tell you what, give some credit to Fisher Merkel. This is a lineup for Sacred Heart Academy that's put up double digits. They just put up double digits a lot this year. I don't know what more to say. 4-0. Irish in front, pulling up the game changer here to see if we can check the pitch count from Fisher Merkel. Fisher Merkel is at 76 pitches in this one for Holton. It looks like we've got a change happening at home plate right now for Sacred Heart Academy. We're waiting to see exactly what the deal is here. Some instructions right now. Coach McDonald, Tegan Duffy, and a Brady Davis. It's Duffy at the plate. Davis is on deck. 2 out here. Bottom of the fourth inning. 1-0 count to Mr. Duffy. As a senior, wearing number 5, steps out, takes a couple practice swings. Duffy digs back in. He's ready to rock and roll. And I do see over on the far sideline, Mr. Noah Zeien is warming up over there to get ready to throw. 1-1. Now the count to Duffy. Here comes the pitch. Big cut that time. Duffy swinging for a home run. Can't catch up with it. 5-2 now. Fulton with the lead in the top of the 5th inning there. And Sacred Heart Academy beat them both times this year, but they were pleasantly surprised with how they beat them both times. That one's going to go over the head of Tegan Duffy. 2-2 now the count. Duffy on the season, a .398 batting average with a .516 on-base percentage, 56 runs on the year. Only behind, I think it's Davis and Zeien, or just Zeien actually. But Davis would be behind him too. But he doesn't get all the runs because he pitches. That one's going to be right through the shortstop freeze. I don't think he had a chance to come up with that one. It was absolutely smoked there from Tegan Duffy. Duffy now 2 for his last 2 with an RBI single and a single here in the 4th inning. As you start to think about that J&J Auto Collision Report, our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, turning in a nice little performance is Tegan Duffy. You think about that Weefrich Financial, Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Right now he's standing at the plate because Brady Davis is also 2 for 2. He's got two stolen bases, a run scored, and he has struck out 8 of 9. Here comes Duffy with the steal down to second base. He's in time. Right now, the Irish stealing bases anytime they get somebody on first. 1, 2, 3. I think that's 5 stolen bases that I have counted up right now for Sacred Heart Academy, and that's just the top of the order as well. Might be shorting Jackson Moore a stolen base in this inning. Davis digging back in. That one's just going to miss on the outside. 1-1 now the count to Brady Davis. Nate Seiler is on deck. Davis digging back in, waves the bat over the back left shoulder. Holds off on that one. 2-1 now the count to Brady Davis, the number 3 hitter for the Irish. The leading hitter on the year with a .539 batting average and an absurd .650 on base percentage. 42 RBI and 48 runs scored. Again, that 48 runs scored would be a lot higher, but when he's in the circle, a lot of times they've got a pinch runner coming in for him. That one's also going to miss. It's now 3-1 to Brady Davis. Merkel has got the sign. Sets, checks that runner at second, winds and deals. That's going to miss inside. It's going to be ball 4. It's the 3rd time in 3 plate appearances that Brady Davis has reached base as we think about that Weefrich Financial Zeien Batchelder baller of the game. Now runners on 1st and 2nd here for the Irish with 2 down at the bottom of the 4th inning. If you're Holton, this is where you have to keep it close right here. You cannot let one of these runs come across. And Brady Davis is at 65 pitches, and so he's probably going to be coming out. I saw Noah Zeien over there warming up. If he comes out now, he would definitely be available for Saturday. And again, the guy at the plate right now, Gator Seiler, he's also available in this game if need be. He's going to take the first pitch 1-0. Seiler steps back in. Seiler digs back in on the right side. Merkel gets ready to wind and deal. That one's going to be on the inside. It's going to be over for a strike. 1-1. Hank McDonald on deck again. He is the all-time season leader in RBI for Sacred Heart Academy. You'd love for him to come up. And Fulton now up 8-2. So Fulton running away with things against Byron Christian, I believe that is. Zeien Christian Varsity. And so they're just rolling now 9-2 as I steal another look here at Nick Katzinger's phone. 2-1 to count to Nate Seiler. Playing at shortstop in this one for Sacred Heart Academy. Could see him in this, on the mound a little bit later. Definitely be on the mound this Saturday. That one's just going to miss. 3-1 now the count. You do not want to load him up in this situation for Hank McDonald if you are Holton. This game could really have a chance to open up if McDonald gets an at-bat here. Here comes the 3-1. That's going to be over for a strike. Seiler taking all the way there, it looked like. Big moment right here. 2 runners on. Full count. 4-0, the Irish in front. If Seiler gets put on, the single-season RBI, all-time RBI leader comes up for the Irish. Runners are going. That's going to miss inside. And so that will load him up for Hank McDonald. Woo-hoo-hoo. Again, Hank McDonald is the all-time single-season RBI leader for Sacred Heart Academy. He had 62 RBI coming into today. Today he's walked, got out on a fielder's choice, and flown out to left field. Conversation happening on the mound right now. And I actually like this. There's no coach out there. This is just leadership from behind the plate from Schumann. Freeze at shortstop. And I think what they're saying right now is this is the game right now, boys. If we let Hank McDonald smash one to the gap here, we're going to be down 7-0. And they've still got 2 really good pitchers that they can throw at us. Here we go. Bill's Custom fabrication of the game type of moment right here. Hank McDonald stepping to the plate. The bases are loaded. Again, he is the all-time single-season RBI leader for Sacred Heart Academy in a program that goes back a long, long ways and has had some really, really outstanding players. He has 62 RBI this year. Nobody has ever had more for the Irish. He's got a chance to drive in a couple or a few more here. Smokes this one past third base for a base hit. One run is in. Duffy's home. Coming in to score is going to be Brady Davis. Diving back in safely to second is Seiler. It's a 2 RBI single from Hank McDonald as he continues to just dominate in the RBI realm of things. Coming around to score, Duffy. Coming around to score, Davis. They both now have scored twice in this ball game, but Hank McDonald now has 64 RBI on the year. He is the all-time leader for Sacred Heart Academy in runs batted in for a season. Now adding to that total, Brody Collin is up next. Then it's Caleb Strauch. After that, they both reach. The Irish will have batted around here in this fourth inning as they now lead it 6-0 as Hank McDonald ropes the 2 RBI single. And actually good fielding, getting it in, holding Nate Seiler at second base as well. And you now see a conversation happening between Hank McDonald and Nate Seiler in between first and second base. And Seiler and McDonald are two leaders of this team. I feel like if those two come up with a double steal on their own right now, they'd probably be okay to execute it. And again, if you make it happen, it's going to be good. But if you get called out, Coach Hartman and Coach McDonald aren't going to be happy with you. But again, those two know each other so well, and you want that conversation between the two guys if you're going to make things happen. Another score update, Saginaw Novell getting blasted by Portland St. Pat's 15-0. So we know Portland St. Pat's. Fulton will be at CMU. Well, it looks like Fulton's going to run away with it to be at CMU on Saturday. The Irish looking to join them. Collin. And here comes that double steal. Throw is going to go over the head of McMillan, but I feel pretty smart right now. I'm actually getting the fist bump from Katzinger because sometimes I talk about the broadcaster's jinx, but that was a broadcaster. I've been around this team and those two guys for a while. I know how competitive they are. So now runners at second or third, and that's a big deal. So now Collin gets a base hit here. That's not one run coming in. That's two runs that are going to come in. And also a pass ball now could score Seiler and move McDonald up to third. That one's going to miss. 1-0 the count. Or 2-0 the count. Or 1-1 the count, pardon me, to Brody Collin. Collin reached base via fielder's choice in the second. Stole second base and was stranded there. His last plate appearance in the third, he grounded out to the shortstop on a nice play from Freese. That one gets by the catcher. Coming in to score is Seiler. Moving up to third is Hank McDonald. And again, they make me seem really, really smart, as that's kind of exactly what I said could happen if you made it happen. They do. It's now 7-0 Sacred Heart Academy. And so if you're Holton, you held down this powerful Irish offense in the first and the second, only giving up one hit. But then 3 come across in the third, 4 coming across here in the fourth. And Collins still at the dish. He's ahead in the count 2-1, and still at third base is Hank McDonald. 3-1 now the count to Brody Collin. Caleb Strauch on deck. He is struck out and flown out to left field on a liner. It's a great play out in left field from Shanafel to get Strauch his last plate appearance. Here comes the pitch to Brody Collin. He's going to put this one into play over the second baseman's head. McDonald coming in to score easily. RBI single for Brody Collin, and this is the Irish team that you expected here today in this one. They have shown up in a big way, putting up crooked numbers in the third and fourth with a 3 spot in the third and a 5 spot here in the fourth, and they're still threatening with Caleb Strauch coming to the plate and Brody Collin at first after his RBI single. All right, we're going to run it back here. This inning started off with a single from Jackson Moore. It was then a sacrifice bunt from Nico Vasquez to move him up to third. Then what I call the sacrifice RBI from Noah Zeien to bring him in. Since then, it's been single, walk, 2 RBI single. And now at the plate is Caleb Strauch. If he reaches base or gets on base, it'll be back to Jackson Moore, who led off this inning. First pitch is going to miss to Strauch from Merkel. And Merkel also getting up there in the pitch numbers as well. Another thing to start thinking about as well is that 5-inning mercy rule if you're Sacred Heart Academy. Again, the more you can save your pitchers, the better off you're going to be. This one rope towards third. It's going to get through for a base hit. Rounding second, holding it up there is going to be McConnell, who's in to run for Brody Collin. So a single from Caleb Strauch after the RBI single. Now Jackson Moore is heading to the plate for his second time here in the 4th inning. And now, again, this is a serious situation here. If you are Holton, the Irish just need 2 more runs to make this a mercy situation in 5 innings. And so you got to get out of here. Pinch runner, Walt McDonald, coming in to run for Caleb Strauch. Jackson Moore stepping to the dish here for the Irish. Moore on the day has walked and then singled earlier in this inning. No joke. He came up to start this inning with a single, scored a run already here in the 4th. Walked his other plate appearance. Playing good out in right field. Nice day here for Jackson Moore again. He's just a freshman. Up on varsity for football after the injury to Gator Seiler. Up on basketball all year long. He's got a bright, bright sports future ahead of him here at Sacred Heart Academy. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Next one's going to bounce up there 1-1. And the Holton Red Devil defense and the All Black have been out there a long, long time now as well here in this 4th inning. The wind makes it pretty comfortable here at Coleman. But, oh, boy, if you're out there in the sun the whole time, you're starting to drip a sweat. Comes a grounder towards third. What a play from McMillan over to first in time for the out. A web gem type of play right there from McMillan at third. Ground out to third base will end the 4th inning, but 5 runs come across for the Irish in that 5th frame. Boy, the biggest play, the 2 RBI single from Hank McDonald. Again, he is the all-time RBI leader in a season for Sacred Heart Academy happening this year. Now we're going to see Noah Zeien step onto the mound for Sacred Heart Academy. Brady Davis, through 3 innings, struck out 8 Red Devils. I'll say it again. There's only 9 outs available. He got 8 of the 9 outs via strikeout. When you're a coach and you don't have to worry about the ball getting put in play for outs, you literally don't have to worry about an error other than one play, it's a pretty darn nice thing to have. Noah Zeien heading out onto the bump now as well. And Zeien technically be the number 3 pitcher for this team, but on a lot of other teams, he would be their number 1, their ace on the season. 25.2 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts to 10 walks. Think about that. 31 strikeouts to 10 walks for a high schooler. That is pretty darn impressive. He's on the bump to try and close the deal. Brought to you by our friends, Brady Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Bryce Updegraff, and Joe Wentworth. If you're having trouble closing the deal on your real estate, whether you're buying or selling a home, those 2 guys will close the deal for you. Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, they will get it done. Here we go. Zeien on the bump. Few changes now in the field. Brady Davis now over at first base. Hank McDonald moving to third base. And those are actually going to be the only movements that you got right there. Brody Collins staying behind the dish. Big, big inning here offensively for Holton. You now trail 8-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. You got to get something going. And Lane Freeze is warming up behind us as well for the Red Devils. At the plate for Holton is Mason Shanafelt. He struck out his first time up. Zeien ready to wind and deal. This one's going to be popped up into play. Seiler gathers underneath it, makes the catch at the shortstop position, and didn't have to go into the grass. Again, every time you got to go from the dirt to the grass, that always makes that catch about 2-3 times more difficult, in my opinion, just really changing that footing underneath you. Now stepping to the plate is going to be Mr. Bentley Schumann. He struck out his first time up. Again, that's going to be a theme going through the lineup the second time as Brady Davis struck out 8 through 3. So he is out of the game, so he will be available Saturday for the Irish if they hang on to win here. First pitch is going to be over for a strike. Great movement there from Noah Zeien. Zeien doesn't have quite the speed Davis or Seiler has. Seiler probably topping out low 90s. Brady Davis, high 80s, maybe hitting that 90 mark every once in a while. It's going to be different for Zeien. He's going to be mid to low 80s, but he has still 2 or 3 pitches that he can command well and hit the zone. And if you got 2 or 3 pitches you can throw against guys, if they're up there guessing, that's all you really want. That one's going to be over for a strike on the curveball there. Now 1-2 to Bentley Schumann. And it was a game against Traverse City St. Francis, the defending Division III state champions, been highly ranked all year. They didn't really have Seiler. They didn't really have Davis to throw against St. Francis, and so they kind of probably thought they were throwing Zeien to the Wolves in that game, but no. He comes out, throws 6 1/3 of a gem. This one's going to be grounded towards first base. It's going to get through for a single. Nice piece of hitting right there from Bentley Schumann as he drives that one past Brady Davis. Davis probably thinks he should have got that one, but took a really crazy hop right there. That'll bring Nathan Green to the plate now. Going to have a pinch runner coming in as well here, it looks like, for Schumann, the catcher. Got a pinch runner coming in here for the Red Devils. Schumann, the catcher, did his job. He got on base. Now he's got to come rest, get that catcher's gear on for the 5th inning. 8-0, Sacred Heart Academy with the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brady Davis pitching a gem through the first 3, striking out 8 of the 9 outs through 3 innings. Now on the bump, Mr. Noah Zeien looking to close the deal. Brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. And the pickoff play works. They get the pinch runner napping off of first base. He can't believe it. What a move from Noah Zeien right there. The quick snap of the turn. You've got the lefty out there holding you on first base the whole time. How do you let the righty come out there and pick you off? Woo-hoo-hoo. What a play from the Flying Z. Noah Zeien in on the mound. Now at the plate with 2 down, nobody out, is Nathan Green. And you think about the Bills' custom fabrication of the game. The 2 RBI single from McDonald was big, but you don't have pickoffs very often, and that just might have really ended all the momentum that Holton may have possibly had right there. So that was just a big, big-time pickoff right there from Noah Zeien. It's now 2 down, nobody on for Nathan Green, who had an infield single his first time up. That's in the Spockman box score. Official box score would probably have that one ruled as an error, meaning the only guys who reached base against Brady Davis was via walk or that error. Zeien zings that one in there. It's going to miss. 2-1 now, the count to Nathan Green. Digging back in. Here comes a 2-1 to Nathan Green from Zeien. Fastball over for a strike. Low part of the zone. Excellent location there from Noah Zeien. 8-0 Irish in front. 2-2 count. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. All those 2s out there. Shot to Adam Mandel. Grounder towards second. Nice play by Morrow. Over to first in time for the out. So they go 3 up. 3 down for Zeien here in the 4th. Well, not 3 up, 3 down, as he's got that unbelievable pickoff over to first base to get the pinch runner for Bentley Schumann after they come in. So 1 hit, just the 2nd hit of the ball game in the Spockman box score for Holton. The defense is getting it done. The bats have awoke in the last couple innings. We're heading to inning number 5. If the Irish are able to get 2 runs on the board and shut them down in the bottom half of the 5th, we could be heading back to the Bird All-American Grill a little early here on this Wednesday, as we're going to post-game it. Maybe go grab ourselves some sunbread after this one is wrapped up. Due up for Sacred Heart Academy, it's Nico Vasquez. Then back to the top of the order with Noah Zeien, Tegan Duffy, and Brady Davis. You think about that Zeien Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weeforage Financial. It's got to be all about Mr. Brady Davis. Start of the game, struck out 8, didn't strike out 8 of the 9 batters he faced, but 8 of the 9 outs that he was able to get came via a punch-out. And he's been pretty good at the plate, too. In the first, he had a single, stole second base, and was stranded there. In the third, he had an unbelievable bunt single where he fooled everybody to load the bases, and then was driven in the next play. And then you had the walk in the 4th inning. He was able to come around and score on the 2 RBI single from Hank McDonald. Hartman heading down the third baseline, ready to direct his runners. And it looks like we're going to have Maxim Boykin-Lynch stepping to the plate, hitting for Nico Vasquez in this situation. The freshman has done an awful lot of running in the field this year. Say whenever he's kind of that first pinch runner they go to in the game, whether it's for a pitcher, whether it's for one of the catchers, but he's going to get a chance now to step up to the plate. And Maxim Boykin-Lynch, whoo, boy, he was good at the start of the football season. Ended up going out with an injury. Wasn't able to come back for basketball season, but the freshman was on the varsity roster that entire hoop season. So, he has got a bright, bright future ahead of him. I mentioned Jackson Moore, Jack McConnell. You've got Lee Martinez. You've got Channing Sherlock, the freshman class. They're going to be able to make some noise in any sport they choose to stay together in. Boykin-Lynch lead things off here in the fifth inning. Batting from the right side, he wears number 15. On the bump now is Freeze for Holton. It looks like that's just the Freeze right there. Merkel going to short. Freeze going on the bump for Holton. Boykin-Lynch is ready to go. Big righty freshman steps in, batting from the right side. Here comes the first pitch we'll see from Mr. Freeze here today. It's going to be over for a strike. Boykin-Lynch digs back in. Next pitch from Freeze. That one's going to bounce up there. Boykin-Lynch watching that one all the way. Lane Freeze winds and deals. That one's actually going to plunk Boykin-Lynch. And so when you've only got 2 runs that you can give up, the last thing you wanted to do was plunk the number 9 hitter to turn it back around at the top of the order. And Fulton now up very, very comfortably, similar to Sacred Heart here in this one. Bottom of the 6th inning, Fulton leads Zeien Christian 10-2. So we're looking at a possible noon 30 date this Saturday with Sacred Heart Academy and Fulton. Zeien drops down the bunt. It's a beauty. It's not going to go foul. They wait on it. It does go foul. Woo, woo, woo. Zeien was already past first base when that one eventually went foul. But that's what you got to do if you're McMillan and Merkel and Freeze all charging on that one. You knew with the speed of Zeien he was going to be safe, so you just got to wait on it to see if it goes foul. It took a lucky roll your way. So Zeien steps in. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. The Irish lead at 8-0. Couple runs here, and they could have threatened to walk this or mercy this one in 5. There goes the runner trying to get down the bunt once again as Zeien. It's going to go foul. That'll now take the bunt out of play for Noah Zeien. Wouldn't be surprised if we still see Boykin-Lynch going here on this next pitch. You go back to that first inning. Anytime there's been somebody on first base, the Irish have taken second. Or it's been a walk, moved up via sacrifice, or they've stolen or moved up on a pass ball. That one's going to stay low. 1-2 now, the count to Noah Zeien. Boykin-Lynch doesn't go on that one. Zeien looking down the third baseline. Coach Hartman steps back in, back of the box on the right side. Waves black, yellow striped bat over his back right shoulder. And check the runner over at first. Boykin-Lynch with a bit of an awkward jump back to first base, but with his athleticism, he's in there easily. Zeien digging back in. Freeze. Holds the baseball at his chest, now winds and deals. This one's going to be put in play towards third. Possible chance for a double play, but with the speed of Zeien, they're not going to be able to make it happen. Fielder's choice with Zeien reaching there, going out, trying to go to second, is Boykin-Lynch. That'll now bring Tegan Duffy to the plate for Sacred Heart Academy. After that, it's Brady Davis, then Gator Seiler. In the bottom of the 5th, it's Joey Bain, Jacob Burgess, then back to the top of the order with Lane Freeze due up for Holton. It's brought to you by our friends Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes. Duffy digging in on the right side. It's going to be a balk, I think. Yep, they're going to move Noah Zeien up to second base, and I actually really like that right there. The second base umpire was right on top of that call. Sometimes the balks can be a little controversial. He was so on top of that right there. Really like that quick decision there from the umpire out at second base. Duffy digs back in. Runner at second. Short lead over there for Zeien. Duffy's going to take that one. 1-0. And the Irish score a couple here. They could close it out in the fifth, and that's what you really want to do if you're Coach Hartman and the crew. Every inning you don't have to play is pitching that you can save for Saturday. Here comes the next pitch. Runner's going towards third. Throw's not going to be in time. It's going to get away. That's going to allow Zeien to turn and head home. Noah Zeien, the Flying Z, showing why they call him that as he comes around to score his second run of the game. He reached via fielder's choice, stole second, stole third. The throw went over his head, and he went home. That is what you call manufacturing a run. It's now 9-0 Sacred Heart Academy here in the fifth. Duffy now stepping to the plate. Bases are now empty. One down here in the top of the fifth, pardon me. Duffy takes that one. Count is now 2-1. Seems like a lot's happened with Duffy at the plate here as Zeien stole second. Went to third, then the throw went over the head and he came home. It's like, yep, Duffy's still at the plate. Swinging for the fences on that one. It's now 2-2. Brady Davis is up next. He's reached base all three of his plate appearances. A pair of singles and a walk. He scored 2 runs. Stole 2 bases. And he struck out 8 starting the game as well. And is in line for the win. The all-time wins leader for Sacred Heart Academy baseball on the mound. Grounder towards third base. It's going to be fair for Duffy. He turns, looks to go into second base, but it's a quick throw in from Schanefeld out in left. So a single there for Duffy, but a great play from Schanefeld out in left field. Not allowing that one to go for second or go for a double, especially with the speed of Tegan Duffy. And a great play from Schanefeld. I want to point that out again because if this game stays 9-0, that's a big deal right there for you to give yourself a couple more innings if you're Holton. Davis now at the plate. Said Duffy's going to go. We've seen everybody go. There he goes on the first pitch. The throw is not in time. It gets away for a moment, but good backup out there from Green at second base. So every time the Irish have had somebody on first, they've been able to steal second. That's got to be 10 stolen bases in this one for the Irish. And now the 5-inning mercy run is at second base with Brady Davis at the plate, who's come through every single time the Irish have needed him to this season. Maybe a little broadcaster's jinx right here, though. He's going to take the first one. But as I talk about what Davis has done in the circle, again, the all-time wins leader for Sacred Heart Academy in a career. And he's a .539 hitter at the plate. He looks to drop down the bunt. It's going to go down the third baseline. He's going to be safe at first. There is no play to be made. It's the second bunt single of the game for Brady Davis. And again, this is a kid who's very capable of putting one out of here, but he sees it, he knows it, he drops it, and he's safe once again at first. All 4 plate appearances for Brady Davis he has reached. 1 walk, 2 bunt singles, and a hit single. What a performance from Davis in this one. Kind of starting to pen him in right now for that Weeferich Financial Zaid Batchelder baller of the game as Gator Seiler steps to this. You're still just 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Irish get that run in from third base. They're going to have a chance to close this one out in 5. And again, there's another stolen base for Brady Davis. That's at least his 3rd of the day as he takes second. No throw out there. I don't mind it, though, from behind the plate from Schumann, as with the speed of Duffy at third, he surely would have come in for that 10th run. Seiler digging in. Here comes the pitch. He's going to take that one. 1-0. Pardon me, now 2-0. Again, Hank McDonald on deck. He came up with the bases loaded last time and roped a 2 RBI single. You do not want to see him back at the plate. Here comes the pitch to Seiler. He's going to take that one. It is now 3-0. Seiler walked on a full count his last time up. Had a 2 RBI single the time before that. Here comes the 3-0 from Freeze. Taken all the way as Seiler. It's going to be over for a strike. 3-1 now the count to the all sports superstar Nate Gator Seiler for Sacred Heart Academy. Wearing number 13, he steps out, steps back in. Here comes the 3-1. Runners at second and third. Takes that one for ball 4. His 2nd consecutive walk here in this one. That brings up Hank McDonald. McDonald walked and was stranded back in the 2nd inning. Flew out to left field in the 3rd and had a 2 RBI single in the 4th. Again, he is the single-season all-time RBI leader this year for the Irish. He made it number 63 and 64 earlier today. Now a chance to add to that total. Here comes the pitch. McDonald's going to put this one into play. Not an easy play at short. They look to get the lead runner. It's not going to be in time. McDonald is safe. The run is in. It's now 10-0. Sacred Heart Academy coming in to score is Mr. Tegan Duffy. Davis up to third. Seiler up to second, and it's an RBI single for Mr. Hank McDonald, his third of the day, and it's now 10-0 Irish, and they've got a chance to close the deal here in the fifth inning. Brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Brody Collin now back at the dish. The bases remain loaded, full of Irish. There's still just one out here in the fifth inning. Walt McDonald is on deck, hitting for Caleb Strauch. Collins going to take the first pitch. It'll be over for a strike. 10-0 Irish in front. 3 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and now 2 here in the fifth. We've got him with this 10-0 lead. This one grounded towards third, looking to get the lead runner. It's not there. There's no play to be made. RBI single from Brody Collin. Again, that might be an error in the box score. Coming around to score his third run of the game is Mr. Brady Davis. Moving up third is Seiler. Moving up to second is McDonald. Now at first is Brody Collin with Walt McDonald coming in to hit. Coming in to run for Brody Collin will be Jack McConnell. Walt McDonald now stepping to the plate to hit here for Sacred Heart Academy. They lead at 11-0 here in the fifth inning. Now just cruising. Think about the way this thing started in the first and second inning. Even after the third inning, you had the feeling that we were going to go a full 7, and this was going to be a really tight one. But, boy, give credit to the Irish offensive attack for just staying on things. Really, the second time through the lineup against Merkel, they were able to start hitting him, and it just hasn't stopped. Once one bat made something happen, it just kind of carried forward for the rest of the team. Down swinging at that one, 0-2 now for Walt McDonald. Jackson Moore is on deck. It does look like he will hit. Strauch was 1 for 3 on the day before McDonald came in to hit for him here. He's going to foul that one off to stay alive at the plate. And Walt McDonald, in very limited plate appearances, has actually been really good this year. 6 for 14 at the dish. That'll get it done, especially for a freshman. McDonald digs back in on the left side. Pretty close stance. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, the first punch out there for Freeze on the mound. And that was a big one right there, as there's now 2 down here in the fifth inning. And that'll bring Jackson Moore to the plate. Moore on the day has walked in the second and was stranded there. Singled and came around to score in the fourth and grounded out to third base also in the fourth to end the inning. Bases remain loaded, full of Irish. The freshman, Jackson Moore, stepping to the plate, looking to make it happen here. Maxim Boykin Lynch in the on-deck circle, warming up, who actually led off this inning, being hit by a pitch, got out via fielder's choice. Jackson Moore digs in on the right side. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be put in play. It's going to go foul down the third baseline. Moore digs back in. He's got the highlighter yellow bat that he waves over the back right shoulder. Freeze. Checks all the runners. Gets ready to wind and deal with the 0-1. Moore's going to rope this one out towards left field. It's fair. 1 run is in. Another run circling around. Holding up at second is going to be Jack McConnell. But Hank McDonald is in. Gator Seiler is in. It is now 13-0 Beale City. And now it looks like got a little timeout in the action here right now. I should put a pause on here. And so the inning is over. I didn't see where the actual out was, but out at second. All right, so a good play there. But did the run come across? I guess it doesn't matter. Both runs scored, so 13-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. It is do or die time for the Holton Red Devils. It's time to close the deal for Sacred Heart Academy, brought to you by our friends Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. If you're trying to buy or sell a home, having trouble closing the deal, well, get a hold of Bryce and Joe, and they will help you close that deal, whether you're buying or selling a property in the, well, not even just the mid-Michigan area, anywhere. They can make it happen for you. Noah Zeien is back out on the bump for Sacred Heart Academy. It's Brady Davis at first. Jack Morrow at second. Gator Seiler at short. At third, it's Hank McDonald. Out in left field now, it's Maxim Boykin Lynch. In right field, in center field, it is Tegan Duffy. Out in right field, it is Walt McDonald. That is how the Irish are lining up defensively here as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. A chance to close the deal here in the bottom of the fifth inning. A shout out to volleyball coach Krista Davis. I know she is tuning in. Has got to be super, super proud of what Mr. Brady Davis did in the circle. Striking out 8, and in all 4 of his plate appearances, he reached base. 2 bunt singles, 3 stolen bases, 3 runs scored for Mr. Brady Davis. Again, we're still not over, but right now he's penciled in as our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. Think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. You pretty much give it to the whole team, but the 2 RBI single from Gator Seiler, the 2 RBI single from Hank McDonald, I think the 2 biggest hits of the ball game. First pitch to Joey Bain is going to be over for a strike. And if you're Noah Zeien in this situation, all you do is come out here and just throw strikes down the middle. They've got 3. They need 4 runs and 3 outs here if you're Holton, if this game's even going to go to the 6th inning. Second one's also over for a strike, so it's quickly 0-2 to Joey Bain. Jacob Burgess up next. And these are just the second plate appearances for the bottom of the order with Holton. That is how efficient the Irish defense and Brady Davis has been. That one will miss low. 1-2 now the count to Joey Bain. And Fulton victorious, or actually bottom of the 7th inning. They're up 8. And so Fulton at Sacred Heart Academy, round 3. At Central Michigan University this Saturday at 12:30. And our coverage on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network is going to start at 10 a.m. that day at the Sacred Heart Academy ball fields with the Beale City Aggie girls. And there's the strikeout from Zeien. 2 more outs left. And this is a possible unbelievable day that we could have. So Saturday, 10 a.m., we're going to start with Beale City Fowler softball. Then at 12:30, when Sacred Heart has their first pitch, I'm going to be there for some highlights for that game 1. And the hope is to come back for a championship game at the softball field and come back for a championship game at Tennyson Stadium. So baseball always going a little bit longer than softball, and that champion, I guess it'd be the quarterfinal game, already scheduled for an hour behind softball. And so could be a big deal. And earlier this year, it was the 13th of, not sure if that's May or April, but it was 9-0 and 9-2 that Sacred Heart Academy beat Fulton earlier this year. Big cut at the plate that time from Burgess, swinging through it. It's now 1-2. Burgess digs back in. Holton down to their final opportunities here. Curveball, not going to be rung up for a strike. Good eye right there from Burgess at the plate to hold off on that one. Here comes the 2-2 from Noah Zeien. Wise, deals. Curveball, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Mr. Noah Zeien. It's now a combined 10 from Noah Zeien and Mr. Brady Davis. Lane Freeze is up to the plate. He's walked in both of his plate appearances for Holton. He is the final opportunity here for the Red Devils. They need to score at least 4 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning to keep this game going. First one from Zion's going to miss low. Freeze looking down the third baseline. But at this point, only thing is put the ball in play. Try and get on base any way you can if you are Holton. That one's also going to miss. 2-0 now the count to Lane Freeze. Freese has drawn 2 walks on the day. He's been stranded at second base both times. Leadoff hitter for the Red Devils. Swings at that one, swings through it, 2-1. Now the count. Zeien looking to close the deal. Brought to you by Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Here comes the next one. That's going to be over for a strike. Gets the call low in the zone. It is now 2-2, and Zeien with a chance to strike out the side to end it here. Digging back in is Lane Freese. Zeien waves off the first sign. He's ready to go. Here comes the 2-2. This one will be fouled off. Great job by Lane Freese. Just staying alive at the plate like the Bee Gees. Count remains 2-2. Got pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here. The Irish looking to close it out here in 5. Here comes the pitch from Zeien. Just low. That'll run the count full to 3-2. Got pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here. Got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show right around the corner. Here comes the pitch. That's going to bounce up there for the 3rd time today. Freese is going to walk. Hasn't got a hit, but he's been on base every time. And when you're down by this much, if you are Holton, he did his job. He got on base. That's all you need him to do. That's going to bring Fisher Merkel to the plate, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Yeah, Lane Freese now, 3 walks on the day. First one came on 4 pitches. The last 2 have come on full counts, where he's just done a great job battling at the plate and waiting for the pitcher to miss. Great leadership right here. Pair of seniors, a Brody Collin, Noah Zeien, the catcher and the pitcher, making sure they are on the same page as Fisher Merkel steps to the plate. He started this game for Holton, and he did a pretty darn good job in this one. This Aggie offense is just unbelievable, but Merkel did a good job holding them down for a bit. First pitch from Zion's going to be over for a strike. NBA Finals starting tonight. San Antonio Spurs versus the New York Knicks. Right now, we are here for Irish baseball. Here comes the pitch. Curveball. It's going to stay low. 1-1 account to Fisher Merkel. It's 13-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Irish in front. If Holton doesn't put up at least 4 in the bottom of the 5th, it will end in 5. Doesn't matter that this is a regional semifinal game. The Irish ready to spring out of the dugout and celebrate. Holton trying to make sure it's not possible. 2-1 now the count to Fisher Merkel. Riley Roll is on deck, who has walked and struck out his 2 plate appearances. Zeien winds and deals. That one's just going to miss high. 3-1 now the count. And probably taking all the way here will be Merkel. Again, you just want more base runners. Check of the runner over at first. He almost got nabbed. Zeien picked off a guy in the 4th. If you got picked off to end the game, coach never let you hear the end of that. Merkel digs back in. 3-1 to count. Here comes the pitch from Zeien. It's over for a strike. A swinging strike there. Merkel not able to catch up with the smoke down the middle there from Noah Zeien. Zeien on the bump. Ready with the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will end it right there for the Irish of Sacred Academy. Striking out the side here in the 5th is Noah Zeien. It's 13-0. The Irish over the Holton Red Devils. And if I said Irish Aggies a couple times, my bad. But when you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it's bound to happen. And as I always make the joke, it's the love, not the hate, that makes that rivalry so good. 13-0 the final. Sacred Heart Academy gets the offense rolling in the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th to put up 13 runs to end this one in 5 innings. An absolute gem pitched in the circle by Brady Davis and Noah Zeien combined. We're headed to a break. Going to come back and put a bow on this one with our Bird All-American Grill postgame show on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary, he can be yours too.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Bogwai Banga and Bradley on Main Street in Mount Pleasant provides uncompromising integrity when providing tax and accounting services to individuals and small businesses in the Mid-Michigan area. Bogwai Banga and Bradley has an expert CPA ready to help you, whether you're an individual that needs help with taxes or a business that needs help with, well, just about everything. Bogwai Banga and Bradley is a leader in the community and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Visit them online at bwbpc.com or stop into their office on Main Street in downtown Mount Pleasant. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. Martinez Lawn Care knows your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's where life happens. Martinez Lawn Care provides mowing services, yard cleanups, maintenance, and more to keep your outdoor space the best place for life to happen. Call Martinez Lawn Care today at 989-317-5536. Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group is Mid-Michigan's #1 team for protecting what matters most to you. Home, auto, life, farm, business. They offer a wide variety of coverage at affordable rates with the customer service of a best friend. Visit Brickner and Buckner Farm Bureau Insurance Group on Pickard Road or visit them online at bricknerbunkerinsurance.com.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, it says 60-27 on that scoreboard right now, but have no fear. The Irish were a winner, 13-0 in this win. Welcome to the Bird All-American Grill post-game show as we put a bow on this one and look forward to, we're just going to be able to have some amazing coverage for everybody on Saturday with our 3 Mid-Michigan teams left in the area. I had said it for a while. If Shepherd and Clare had both made that Sault Ste. Marie district, I would be up there. It didn't happen, so I'm not going to be up there. You can ask the Shepherd girls. So I had an Airbnb all scheduled ready on the St. Lawrence River, ready to roll on up there, but was not able to happen. But, boy, the coverage we're going to be able to have Saturday now is going to be special. We're going to start off at 10 a.m. at the Sacred Heart Academy softball fields. As soon as that first game is over, I'm headed to Tennyson Stadium to either broadcast or provide some video highlights for the Sacred Heart Academy boys taking on Fulton. I'm assuming Fulton was up 10-2 in the 7th inning, and then I most likely think it'll be Portland St. Pat's awaiting the winner of that game on the other side of that regional, which would be a state quarterfinal. So Saturday, 10 a.m., we'll be on the air, a little scrambled eggs in softball with the Beale City Aggies taking on the Fowler Eagles, who knocked them out of the playoffs last year to end their season. Then at 12:30, we'll be at Tennyson Stadium, or as soon as that game's over, we'll be at Tennyson Stadium to follow the Irish. And then the pipe dream is to be calling a regional championship and a state quarterfinal game, because knock on wood, you know that baseball is going to get pushed back an hour or two, and that softball could get done early. Accolades to go around. J&J Auto Collision Report, Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply Drillers of the game, Hank McDonald, Gator Seiler. They both had 2 RBI singles that really helped open this game up in that 3rd and the 4th inning. It was Seiler with the 2 RBI single in the 3rd, and it was McDonald with the 2 RBI single in the 4th. And it could have been a double or a triple for either one of those guys, but they had runners in front of them as well. But when you think about the Zeta Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by our friends at We for Rich Financial, it's Mr. Brady Davis. Him and Noah Zeien combined for 11 strikeouts through 5 innings. So think about that. 11 of your 15 outs aren't putouts. They are strikeouts. There doesn't have to be a play made in the field. That's a big deal, especially when it comes to elimination baseball. One mistake can really hurt your team. When you don't have to have the ball put in play, you're going to get a lot of wins. And you look back through it, there was the 2 walks surrendered, an infield single. You had a single in the 4th, then he was picked off, a walk in the 5th. There just wasn't many base runners out there from Holton because of the solid job from Brady Davis and Mr. Noah Zeien. But Brady Davis, our Zaid Batchelor, baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. I mentioned the 8 punch-outs through 3, but here's what he did at the plate. In the 1st, he had a single, stole second base, and was stranded there. In the 3rd, he had a bunt single, stole second base, and came around to score. In the 4th, he singled. Probably would have stolen second base, but there was a runner there. He eventually come around to score. And then in the 5th, a bunt single. He stole second and came around to score. So a 3-for-3 day with a walk, 3 runs scored at the plate for Brady Davis, and 8 punch-outs to go along. Mom, Krista Davis, has got to be mighty, mighty proud. What a performance from Brady Davis and Sacred Heart Academy. They win it 13-0 to advance to the regional final Saturday, 12:30 at Central Michigan University's Tennyson Stadium versus Fulton. We will be there for the action, whether that's highlights or the live call. It's just going to depend what happens with that 10 a.m. game with the Beale City Lady Aggies. Again, Coach Katzinger got the message, said I was saying Sacred Heart Academy Aggies. Yeah, pardon me if I do that a couple times here or there. I love the Aggies. I love the Irish. I get them mixed up from time to two. Our final here, 13-0. The Sacred Heart Academy Irish over the Holton Red Devils. Chris Spockman signing off until a little breakfast and